Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So I had somebody was telling me, they were like, they saw the video where I played this, and they were like, ah, well, you were top tier the whole time. No wonder you did so good. Well, so I played it, and I was able to get finally a tier 8 match, and I wanted to show you that even when you're not top tier, you can still have a big impact in the game results with this. So it was a 3-5-7 matchup. So we're middle tier. There's 3 tier 8s and then 5 tier 7s, and the rest are tier 6s. So I'm going to go over here, and what I'm going to do is, somebody's clicking on that part over there, but I'm going to go up in this area right here, the K776 area, and use my view range to my advantage, and as long as I don't roll my tank over here. This is the closest I've ever come to rolling a tank over right there. But I want to come back here, use my view range to my advantage, and you'll see, unfortunately, I do end up slinging almost every premium round. I think I shoot a premium, switch over to standard, and then I switch over, back over to off and on with premium and standard, because there's an IS-3 over there. There's a couple tanks that I couldn't penetrate at that distance, because when you get that range in there, let's see, that is, once something pops up, we can give you an idea what that range is. I think it's about 400 meters, give or take. Might be a little more, might be a little less. But once you start getting out there with your range, yeah, that's at 400 meters. Your penetration drops drastically. So it doesn't have 212 pen right now. And you also have a round that doesn't go as fast. Your APCR round is usually 300, 400, 500 meters faster getting to the target, so you don't have to leave the targets as much. They can't back out as quick and sneak out of there. But I'm getting, lighting stuff up. I don't have 6th Sense on this, so you kind of got to play it safe that you don't get lit and not know it. The good thing was there was no artillery. The bad thing is I have no clue if I'm lit, not lit, and I'm having a hell of a time getting shots on target, because the dispersion on this is not very good at all. Now that heavy tank number 6, I'm pretty sure I'm spotted, but he's at 371 meters. So he's just a little bit under the 400 meter mark, and he's bouncing off me. There's no way he'll pen me from that distance, because my frontal armor, at that distance, he's probably around 120 some millimeters of penetration, because he loses so much penetration over range shooting AP. And I have the same problem, so I switch over to APCR, so that I've got 250, 258 pen, but at almost 400 meters, we're looking at maybe closer to, it actually drops down in penetration. I'm probably only getting about 200, give or take, penetration. And when I'm shooting that, see right there, I've only got a 50-50 chance to penetrate that IS-3. So I just left it on premium rounds. I think I spit all my premium rounds with these guys, and then I switched it over to, well, I end up going back to standard because I run out of premium rounds. So, that's why a lot of people get so pissed at me. Oh, you're a gold slinging knob, and this and that. It's not really because they don't, because they want to shoot, the premium rounds at you. It's because they really don't have a choice. At this distance, you'll see me, I think on this KV2, I switched to standard rounds, and I bounce. This is where the, I thought I switched to premium rounds. Maybe I didn't. This is where the gun depression can really, no, that was a premium round right there, and it bounced out the KV2. So you can see, and that's at 300, basically 300 meters. So when you're getting hit with premium rounds a lot of times in matches like this, it's because the tank that's shooting at you, like I'm shooting these guys with premium rounds, there's no way in God's green earth they are going to pen you with standard rounds. It's not going to happen. So it was the IS-3 that penned me. So the IS-3 just penned me for 398. That took almost, well, left me at 482, so just about half my health in one shot. And that's why you need to play this thing way back like this and cover, support your heavy tanks and support your mediums. That IS-3 just wanted me so bad. I don't know if I was still, no, I don't think I was spotted there. He took a blind shot. But he starts backing up. We're able to put one in his front there, and now this is my last premium round, but he gets taken out. But yeah, I ended up slinging a lot of premium rounds, but like I try to explain to people, it's not really because, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I just want to go through them anywhere. It's because if I shoot at those tanks at that distance with standard rounds, I'm probably right around 180 to 190 penetration. There is no way in God's green earth I'm going to go through an IS-3, a heavy tank number 6, any of those things that were up there with standard rounds. It's just going to bounce all day long. And that's why a lot of people end up shooting premium rounds, because you don't have a choice. This is at 479 meters. That was a standard. Now, the 111 FT's got all right frontal armor, but I'm down to standard rounds. And I'm got it marked in an area where I get a green target. He starts running. We knock his track back off. We get loaded, and we finish him off. So, you know, a lot of times, especially when it's lower tier tanks hitting you, you know, don't message them after the match. Go, oh, you're a gold slinging piece of shit, because they don't really have a choice. They're just, if they shoot you with standard rounds, they don't, I mean, even with the premium rounds, they only got a 50-50 chance. Like when I was shooting at that IS-3, I think almost every time I aimed at them, I had either red or orange, meaning I only had maybe a 25 to, if I was lucky, a 50% chance of penetrating the front of him. Now, if I were shooting him with just standard rounds, it was red all day long, and I'm not going to pen him. There's just no way I'm going to go through him at that distance. So a lot of times when, you know, you're getting hit by premium rounds, especially lower tier, you know, they don't have a choice. Now, if I were in the 268 version 4, and that was a tier 8 I was shooting at, and I was shooting at him with premium rounds, that's just stupid, because the premium round is like close to, what, 400 pen, and it's heat, which you don't lose penetration over distance with heat, but the standard round I think is AP on that, and at that distance, I'm still going to be up at probably close to 270, 80 or whatever penetration, or maybe 240, 50, 60. That's still plenty to go through a IS-3 at that distance. But with this little guy, you know, you just lose at 212 pen, you're down to 190, 100, maybe 195 penetration at that distance, so you don't have a choice. I mean, if you like bouncing and not doing damage, by all means, shoot standard rounds all day long. But that's why they give you the option to have premium rounds, because a lot of times you just won't penetrate things. Now, there's a couple tanks that I've tier 10, like my T110E4, T110E3, Yagzella. Those tanks, I only carry a handful of premium rounds because the penetration is like 300 and something off their standard rounds. I mean, you really don't need to shoot premium rounds unless you're shooting at like a Moss or a Type 5 Heavy that's 400 or 500 meters away, where it's going to drop penetration, and then you probably won't penetrate. That's why a lot of people need to understand, when you're getting you shooting premium and getting hit by premium, a lot of times it's because the person either shooting you with the premium rounds kind of knows, well, if I'm shooting standard rounds, there's no way I'm going to pen them, so I have to shoot premium. You know, it's not, but you do have your handful of people that's all they shoot. That's all they'll carry, all premium rounds, which is stupid, because a lot of times, you know, you'll have somebody that carries nothing but heat rounds. Well, there's a lot of tanks like your Type 5 Heavy, your Russian tanks, that have so much spaced armor that you might not pen them no matter just about where you shoot them with, even if it's got 490, 1000, 1000, a million penetration, it's not going to go through spaced armor. So you need to carry some AP or APCR with you too. And they don't realize that, and they'll go out, and I'll be laughing my butt off as they're shooting me in the side skirts of my Type 5 Heavy, and bouncing all day long, and I'm just keep shooting me there, please, you're doing me a favor, you're making this, you know, I'm getting a bunch of bounce damage, and I'm trying to do that mission where I got to bounce 5,000 damage. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times people just don't realize it, and that's all they shoot. So there is a difference on people using premium because they have to, and people that use premium because they don't know better, and they want to. So anyways, yeah, just if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for this match. So if you want to hold on, I will be right back. Alrighty, so as you can see, you can still stand your ground in even a tier 8 match. Basically, you know, like I said before, somebody had made the comment, well, you're always top tier. Of course, you're going to do you know, good, and you got great, you know, frontal armor, so you're just going to really do great as top tier. Well, this time I wasn't top tier. I was 357 set up. I think it was 357. What do we have? So we had 8s and 7s, and basically looks like all 8s and 7s. Oh wait, heavy tank number 6. That's a tier 6 if I remember right. Yeah. So it's 357 setup. And I did shoot a lot of premium at the IS-3 front end because I was bouncing. So I did shoot several. Actually, I shot a lot of premium that match because I was, even off the KV2, I bounced off him. Because you're looking at that distance where I was setting and the targets I was hitting. So if you look at your ammo, and anybody can do this, you hover over it. And as you can see, as soon as I move my mouse, it's probably going to disappear. Yeah, it does. So towards the top there says, you know, 100 caliber, 187, 313 damage. That's the average damage with your 25% up or down. That's the damage you can do. So your average damage is 250. You can do all the way up to 313 as low as 187. But if you look at right below that, average penetration millimeter distance. So at 100 meters, my penetration is 212. At 500 meters, my penetration drops all the way down to 198. And I was shooting at quite a distance, at around 400 or 500 meters. So basically, when I start shooting APCR, your penetration goes up, but you're still at the same distance. But at 500 meters, my penetration is 241. So basically, at that range with APCR at 241, that's right about the cutoff where it's give or take on going through a front of a IS-3. Now 200 meters, 254, and at 100 meters, 258. But at that distance I was at, your pen dropped substantially down to 241, so it's kind of a 50-50 chance of going through them. And I knocked his track off once or twice, bounced off him, and that was even with premium rounds. Still bounced off because you only got about a 50-50 chance of going through them at that distance. KV2, I shot him with standard rounds at that distance, 198 pen, bounced off him. Then I went through him once or twice. Same with like the heavy tank number 6 and so on and so forth. That's why, you know, a lot of people will say, well, you're a gold slinging little bitch and blah blah. Well, that's because you don't have a choice. If I'm shooting standard round, which I did, at that distance I have 198 pen. The odds of me going through an IS-3 at that distance at 198 pen is, I got a better chance of winning the lottery, basically. I think actually I did, when I moved forward a little bit, if I remember right, which, you know, closed the gap. So, you know, it might not have been 198, maybe it was closer to 200, and I still kind of went through him. But he gave me, like, instead of being straight on where that pike nose really helps him, he was backing up at an angle, gave me a flat spot, so I was still able to pen. But yeah, and also your APCR rounds get there a lot faster, because when I was trying to shoot the AP rounds at first, I was kind of dunking them, missing them, because they would pull out, and, you know, they'd show their turret or their commander's cupola or whatever for a second. I'd pull the trigger, and then they'd back up, and the round would get there after they already backed up, because the round is a lot slower, whereas with the APCR, it gets there a lot quicker. So that's why when people look at, you know, you shooting gold rounds, I really don't give a crap. They can call me whatever they want, because, you know, I'm not out a lot of times to make credits. I'm out to do damage and help my team. And when I'm not top tier, I'm going to probably sling a lot of gold rounds. Now, if you take the IS-3, for instance, which he was obviously top tier in that match, we'll look at his penetration, because he bounced off of me, IS-3, with a standard round. His standard round at 500 meters is 204, and he still bounced off me. And I'm not sure if he shot, I don't think he shot premium. He may have, I'm not really sure, I can't remember. But if he shot a premium at me, his pen is 250. I only got penetrated one time out of that bunch, and I think it might have been by the heavy tank number 6, which, if I remember right, that is a tier, is that a tier 6 or a 7? Heavy tank number 6, where... This is what happens when you get a lot of tanks, guys. Here it is, heavy tank number 6. So at that distance, his penetration is 129 with standard premium, about 168. And I'm saying, I don't know if I was at 500. It might have been closer to 450, 400. I'm just saying it was around that distance. So It might not have been him that actually penned me. Actually, he bounced several off me, so I'm not sure who penned me there. Actually, let's see. IS3. I mean, might have been, oh, the Skoda T40. I think he was the one. And the Skoda T40 that's a premium, right? Remember, right? That's a premium, and I think that's a tier, that's a tier 7. Am I correct? Yeah, it's a tier 7. Skoda. Where is the Skoda at? Is that, maybe it's is it a tier 8? Maybe it's a tier 8. Yeah, I think actually it is a tier 8, isn't it? So many damn tanks, you lose track of which ones are what tier. Oh, whoops, where's my mouse at? Sorry guys, I just want to kind of get a better idea of, Skoda TVP. Well, maybe I got it towards the front or something. Skoda T40. I might have to pause it for a second and find the damn thing. Skoda. Skoda is, British, isn't it? Well, I give up. I can't find the darn thing. But anyways, so at that distance, actually, I'll pause it. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, well I found it, and the reason I couldn't find it is I had it checked as a primary tank. Though it was towards the front of the lineup here. So, standard round on him at 500 is 129. So yeah, that's way bad. Maybe heat, maybe he might have shot me with. That doesn't lose penetration, so it's 200 at that distance. I'm thinking maybe he shot me with a heat shell, because I can't see 129 millimeters of penetration hit me at that distance where I bounced an IS-3. So he must have shot me. I'm thinking he shot me with a premium round, which that's one thing with heat. That's about the only good thing with heat, is it does not lose penetration over distance. So it says he's got 200 penetration, which that's what this penetration is on that, or average penetration for that shell is. So it's not going to lose penetration over distance, so he's got a good chance of penetrating me. But yeah, it's a tier 6, and I'll uncheck primary, so I don't know why I had it. I mean, I must have been grinding it for a bit or something. That's all I know, because it should have been, yeah, right here towards the back of the list. But anyways, so that match, we ended up with a Master Badge Class 1, a Fire for Effect, Sharpshooter, Shell-Proof Bruiser, and a High Caliber. We got 1 bond out of the deal. We hit the IS-3 5 times for 1,276, knocked off his track, or destroyed his track, bounced one of his rounds for 390, originally spotted him. The WZ-111-1 fake tank, hit it 3 times for 633, killed him, and knocked out his track. Once he fixed his track, I knocked it right back off, and that way we were able to finish him off. Heavy tank number 6, we hit him 2 times for 490, bounced 2 of his shells for 440, spotted him originally. KV2, we originally spotted him, hit him 2 times for 498, and we knocked out his track gun and destroyed his track. Skoda T40, we hit him 2 times, destroyed him for 434, and we bounced 2 of his rounds for 440. We did the most damage at 3,331. We got 2 kills and a base experience of 1153. We had 24 shots, 19 hit, 14 pen. I did shoot a lot of, actually I think I shot all my premium rounds, which I think I carry 12, 14. Let's find that little guy. Where is it? There it is, SU-100. So, wow, I carry 19 premium. That means I shot a buttload of premium shells. But like I said, at that distance, I really didn't have much of a choice, because 212 at that distance is all the way down to 198, give or take. From a distance of more than 300 meters, 2,833 damage. We got hit 6 times, 1 pen, 5 bounce for 1,270 damage bounced. Enemy vehicle spotted was 3. damaged 5, destroyed 2, damage with our assistance was 263, made 45,155 credits and lost 42,456 because 84,860 was in ammo. So yeah, I did shoot a lot of premium, but at that distance you really don't have much of a choice because otherwise you're just going to bounce all day long. The WN8 for that match was 7,169, so that was terrific. And I like this mod setup here because it also shows if you're working towards your mark of excellence, your MOE, it shows where you're at, 22.54, which shows, where is it? It'll show right here, 22.54, but if I click on this, I can scroll up here and it shows that I went up 3.36% on my mark. It also shows when you go down too. The CMB, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but WN8 on that match was 7,169. 2 matches for today. We got a WN8 so far of 3,620, so not too shabby. And there was 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 loss. So far so good. We got to keep that WN8 up there, get my WN8 bumped up more. But I just wanted to show that even when you're not top tier, and I haven't had any tier 9 matches yet, so I can't show that, obviously. But if we got a tier 9 match, I'll try and maybe throw one of those up here so you can see what happens in a tier 9 match. I imagine a tier 9 match, I'm going to probably get just decimated because this match, if I'd have been penetrated twice by IS-3s, that IS-3 dead. I mean, you only have 850 hit points. 2 hits and you're dead. Tier 9, yeah, 2 hits and you're dead. You know, 1 shot and 3/4 of your health is gone. I mean, you can be 1 shot by a couple of the tanks. You look at the T95. If he gets a high roll, oh yeah, 850 hit points. I've rolled for 900 in mine before. So yeah, you can get 1 shot in this thing too. So you really got to play it safe when you're really bottom tier in a tier 9 match. In a tier 8 match, you still got to be, or 8 match, you still got to be safe because literally 2 shots and you can be dead. So anyways, I just wanted to show this match to show that even when you're not top tier, because somebody's saying, well, you're always top tier. But I wanted to show that when you're not top tier, you can still be, you know, a detrimental part of the team and, you know, help, you know, win the match. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.